Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome back. CZ Binance. This guy. Just real quick, none of this is financial advice. Just getting around looking at the markets. I looked at this picture right here, and excuse me, like, what is this? These dudes all picked their roles. Actor, 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 actor. I don't even know these dudes. If you know them, let me know who are these guys. I know who these guys are. So for those of you that don't know, this is SBF, Sam Bankman-Fried. This is what's his name? I forget it right now. The guy that made Luna, or co-founder, whatever. And CZ, Ben Armstrong. They're all actors. I just looked at this and I was like, this dude, this guy. So everyone thought that this guy was a really, really great guy. All right. So, and everyone was so shocked when this happened. What about this guy? Everyone thinks that this guy is such a great leader, right? Well, you don't get to see this guy's life. You don't get to see this guy's real life. You didn't get to see this guy's real life. For those of you who don't know, Terra Luna collapsed, and right here, this guy is why. Or actually, that's the role he picked. So, all these guys are playing roles. This is all a script. It's not a conspiracy theory. You got to think, okay, so it used to be actors were on TV, but who's really watching TV anymore? I don't think anybody's watching TV. Everyone's watching social media, and they're looking at all this stuff. So for those of you who don't know, CZ Binance pled guilty to the charges against him for money laundering. What else has he done, or supposedly done? They put him in that role. He complies with that role until he retires. So Binance to pay $4.3 billion to settle U.S. criminal case. Changpeng CZ Zhao resigns as CEO and pleads guilty in Seattle. So he pled guilty to the money laundering. What else did this guy do? Or what else did he choose to accept that he did? Or did he really do it? Let me know what y'all think. Nothing's happened yet that I can see, but just looking at history and looking at the markets, we're gonna take a look at XRP today. Of course, this coin, or not coin, but these are basically companies. I mean, it's a company. This is representing a company and an ecosystem, a group of people working together, to provide a service. So these are just like stocks. That's why we see them following Dow Jones a lot. What's in store for, I'm going to give a bearish scenario for XRP. Just, again, not financial advice, obviously, but I'm looking at it kind of like this. Let's go out to the weekly time frame. Geez, that shrunk up really small. Let's see it blow it up a little bit. So I'm looking at it like this. X marks the spot. This candle right here, bearish. I'm looking for a jab down past this, maybe even past this. I think there's a pretty good chance they're going to find out that he did a lot more than money laundering, or they're going to pin a lot more on him than money laundering. He accepted those charges probably because he knew that there was more stuff that he would rather plead to a lesser charge and not be tried for the crime again, or just to go ahead and get it over with. So he retired. That's not a good sign. So how does that affect XRP, and how does that affect Bitcoin? I'm thinking sharp jab, recovery. Excuse me. So it could, and again, I don't know that this is going to happen, obviously, but let's look at the weekly candles. So we had indecision up here. This trend's kind of wacky, but It may seem kind of wacky, but if you look at it right here, it's not really that far off. So we got wicks here, we got a wick here, we got close here, a wick, we got this long wick right here, and we have boom, 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 boom. So that's that trend, resistance trend. It's turned around price several times, sharp right here. Boom. Okay, so right here, and from the upside up, from right here, very sharp. These are big moves. This is on the weekly, so we're getting narrower, 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 and narrower. If we cut this out of the picture right here, and because this was for the retail, right, obviously didn't last long. Thought we liquidated everyone probably down here with this jab back in August, but I'm kind of looking for another one right now because of what's happening. Either that's going to happen or they're playing it this way to make it seem like that's what's going to happen. But honestly, it seems like it's getting closer to world adoption, so I wouldn't doubt for a second. And I'm expecting, really, I would be surprised if we didn't come down and wipe out some of this liquidity around here. Excuse me. People are already tired of holding. If this coin really is, or business is what they say it is, then I'm thinking X marks the spot. Everything they do is like subliminal. He said that he has $500 worth of XRP. CZ did. So why did he say that? Obviously, he has more than $500 worth. So why would he say only $500? Let me know what you think in the comments. So we have rejection here, 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 and then what? Here, this is looking like a bear flag right here. If we take this out, and we've shared this view before. A lot of times you'll see these trends going through. So if we make this yellow like this, we got that. So it looks like a giant friggin' bear flag. Kind of went over this before on the previous video, but we'll shoot it down again. We go from the top of the trend, and this trend were to play out, we'd be in 2025. Do I think that's going to happen? No, I think it would probably drop faster and recover faster. Maybe spring forward in March. You can see right here, we had a sharp jab recovery right before. So swift change. So V-type recoveries aren't as common, but it doesn't mean they don't happen. They do happen, especially when there's like a global catastrophe or something really big that's happened. If you look at, let's take a look at Bitcoin real quick. So we went over this on the video last night. It was at the end. I don't know if y'all saw it, but I wanted to cover this again and just look at it in a little bit more detail. So this just happened to fit really well. So what we did is we just took this and we obviously put it over here. So also I was looking at this after we got off the video last night, and let's zoom in a little bit. This trend and everything just lines up perfectly right here, near perfection. So it's just weird that it lines up like that. I've been staring at charts for a really long time, over 5 years, and I haven't done hardly anything else as far as I've dedicated a lot of time doing this stuff, so it's not like it's been like a part-time gig for me. So looking at this trend, this isn't something that is new or that surprises me, but this one is like near dead on. We slightly went over I'm gonna make this a different color real quick. We'll mark it red. No, let's do it white. So when we put this over here, this just lines up perfect along with this. Highly no two market conditions or situations have repeated itself exactly the same. So with that being said, we don't know what the heck is going to happen, but if you look here, we jab down, we're going to be looking at XRP2 for the same type of deal. So boom. So what would this look like on XRP if we went up and dropped briefly below this trend? You can see this was more of a V-shaped recovery, minus this little bit. But looking at this channel right here on Bitcoin, I mean, it's beginning to look more and more like a channel to me. If we would have stopped it, if we would have stopped at, you know, 18K here, then we wouldn't have had this down. But we didn't. We broke through because this is the FTX, right? And we went back and we got rejected here on the other side of the trend. So it broke the supporting trend, became resistance, and this looks like a common market maker move. So a lot of times when markets pull down like this, they'll shoot up, you know, usually before a big move up a lot of the times. So let's take a look at XRP and see if we can replicate what's going on. Let's forget this scenario for a second. Not forget it, but you know, keep it in mind. But what happened here? This right here, this right here, kind of looks familiar. Let's look at what if this played out again. I'll go ahead and take it all the way up there. Bring this front. I want to make sure this fits, because when you do it, it kind of, okay, so you can see we got to move this up a bit. Kind of shrinks it whenever you. So for price predictions, not that you can predict anything because that's false. This will take out this low, and this isn't far-fetched. I've heard people say, well, it's impossible for XRP to go into 30 cents again. There isn't anything possible. I'd rather be prepared for this outcome and have it happen than, you know, not be prepared, obviously, and it happened. So if this happened right here, and I'm expecting, not expecting, I don't really have expectations, but you know what I'm saying. Like, I'm prepared mentally, gone through this in my head. Also, you know, even further down to with our other scenario with the bear flag, I've even came down to 10 cents to clear all this out. It doesn't make any sense why central banks would not do this. To me, I mean, would the central banks, the most crooked people ever, just be like, okay, it's clear, I'm going to go in and pay 60 cents when I could pay 10 cents or 0 cents? And for those of you that don't think that it's possible, look at FTX, look at Luna, those guys that we just looked at. What happened? The freaking they crashed harder than ever. So, you know, it's possible that could happen with XRP. Brad Garlinghouse seems like a really nice dude, but I don't know him either. You know, people are who they make themselves out. You know, they're not who they make themselves out to be. This border's kind of bothering me right here. Little background. Change this. So, you know, on social media, you can't. Here we go. It's better. So, people make them out who they want to be, you know, who they try to make themselves out to be somebody who they're not, generally. Actors. So, and not a conspiracy theorist. You know, it might be stretching it to say that they're actors. I'm thinking this because the price has been suppressed and compounding that. Yeah, it's a random shot in the dark, but literally. But, you know, a $439 XRP over the course of, let's see how many days. All put together over a year. That's kind of fast. But, you know, if you look at other charts, it's not showing it on this chart, but look at how far this traveled right here in 1 week. It's not really showing it well right here, but let's take a look. We're on the weekly chart. In 1 week, 12142. So this went up 12,142%. It dropped. Don't forget that it did drop this fast. Or no, actually, if we look on a smaller chart, I don't know if it's going to let us on here, but I got to get a different chart up. But anyways, you know where I'm getting at. So, is this possible? Yes. Is anything possible? Yes. Is it possible that we just go straight up from here? Yes. It's possible. But this price action right here, this looks clearly like a rising channel. We're starting to get some green right here. If we're going to single out, say, just this price action here, right here, a little big, just right here, then to me this looks like, take this off of here, this looks like a double bottom retest, a break, long consolidation. We're still holding our boundaries for consolidation, so let's take a look. And if we're going to go up from here, there's absolutely no way to predict this stuff. So if either one of these scenarios play out, it doesn't mean that I was right, because I don't call the shots. So that's impossible. Anybody that, you know, they always say, well, this person, you know, like on the news stuff on CoinDesk and all that stuff, they're like, well, this person predicted this and this person predicted that. Look, I saw the possibility of Bitcoin going to 30,000 from 62,000, and it went down to that area, and I put that out there as an option, but it didn't mean that I predicted that. That's a big misconception that people get. So don't get that confused. You cannot predict where the market is going, and you don't have to be able to predict where the market is going to make money. That's a fact, because people do make money and they don't know. So that's it right there. It's actually a little bit deeper than that, but we're not going to cover that in this video. Just wanted to get on and give another perspective. We kind of put this at the end of the last video, but just kind of wanted to do a couple little price predictions for XRP and Bitcoin. So let's go back to Bitcoin to see what that number is real quick. We're starting to see price go up. Let's go back out to the weekly real fast, and then we're going to hop off of here. We got the market opening today. We're still in London. So we're looking at $204,000 Bitcoin in this scenario. This is an established trend. This is a psychological barrier right here. So we would break 200 and then come back down, obviously. But so we're in this, and it's pretty distinct. But what could we be looking at for Bitcoin if we see this event fold out with CZ? You know, I'm thinking to go back and close up this gap here. I've been looking at this and watching this since we took off from here. We actually caught this at the bottom right here. Let's see. So this imbalance right here, looking to fill that. big imbalance right here. So this is a weekly fair value gap. If we're going to leave this area and we're never going to come back to it again, I'll expect for this to get tapped, supply, and liquidate here. So maybe come down here. You know, give a false pump. Back up, jab, back up. Anyways, we never tested this point right here. So I'm thinking between here at 17,270 and below here. Go down to 15,000 again. Let's call it 15 flat. Maybe tap into 14. Anyways, you guys, that's going to do it for now. And I don't mean like come down here and chill for a long time. We got the halving coming up. So my main point is, why wouldn't they drop the market, being the greedy manipulators that they are? And I'm not saying that in a negative sense. I don't really care. I just know, you know, it's not conspiracy. They move this and they hide this. They portray people to be, you know, who they want us to believe that they are. And, you know, nothing surprises me knowing that. So just wanted to get on and kind of, you know, challenge you to stretch your imagination so that you can be prepared if something like this does happen. Again, not financial advice, but just trying to share perspective. Let us know what you think in the comments if you have any questions, or if you want to get started learning how to read charts and how to do analysis so that you can come up with your own price predictions. Or if you're interested in day trading, we have a place for you. Be sure and like and subscribe to the channel, Win with Ryan, and make sure to go to Facebook and like and join, follow Trading Success Forex. We do have private platforms available for teaching, for learning, so with signals and all that stuff. So just give us a holler if that's something that you want to get into. And until the next one, we will see you then. Later.